Yeah, so we got another question that actually I'm curious too. So when I don't play tournaments at all. I mean, in the Detroit community, I'm like one of the better players. I can body most of the Detroit people that I'm on the chat. But no, just all you Detroit guys, they know I'm pretty good at the games. But if I try to like a major tournament or something like that, I know like the last match I always bomb. Like I don't have that experience. Like when it comes down to the wire, I suck. I'm like, what am I doing? How do you guys deal with like when you're in tournaments? That like last match. How do you like keep your cool? Or how long did it take you to get over like any of that stuff?
You want to get that one first?
Well, I mean, it just comes down to experience. So when you're first starting out, you're going to get nervous. You're going to lose. You're probably in your first tournament going to go 2-0. But that's not really what it's about. Like, tournaments are really more of a gauge of skill. So when you start out, of course, like, you're not very good because you're not used to the pressure. But as you play in more tournaments and do better and better each time, then it's like you get to a higher level, and then you just expect to be there. Like, once you break top 8 the first time, you're like, oh my god, I got into top 8, I'm so nervous, and then you're probably going to lose your next match and then be out, right? But after making top 8 a couple times, after a while, you start to expect to make top 8. Once you expect to make top 8, then you don't get nervous anymore until you make it to the next level, which would probably be like, oh, you made it to winners finals or grand finals or something, and then you're nervous then. But once you've done that a few times, then you're not nervous in that situation at all because you've been through it so many times.
Yeah, I think it just all comes down to experience. I guess it's almost like when you're in tournaments, it's like giving a presentation in class. It's something that a lot of people are nervous about. Yeah, it's something a lot of people are nervous about. But at the same time, you got to remind yourself you're not going to be the only one. Everybody else has to present at some point too, right? So it's better to get it out the way. And I mean, once you've done presentations every week or whatever in a class, you are not nervous anymore. You just
like, oh, I'm just gonna show these. I'm just gonna click the button and show these slides. I'm gonna just tell you guys what I think.
You're just gonna PowerPoint in that ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And then afterwards they're gonna clap and then they're gonna sit down.
Exactly.
So for you guys, making top 8, making finals, like it's just like a speech class in high school, something like that. You're like, whatever, it's so easy.
I mean, you still, it's not like you make finals and you're just like, oh, okay, no big deal. You're still happy, but it's not like you're nervous, right?
I mean, it just depends on the scale of the tournament. Like, for example, you're playing at your local arcade, you get top 8, whatevs. Like, I've done that, like, so many times it doesn't even matter. But, like, for me, I've never made top 8 at EVO, so if I made top 8 at EVO, yeah, I would probably be, like, pretty nervous. On the other hand, if you get your mental game right, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a slight difference. I mean, eventually, like, I guess if you want to talk in terms of like practical things that you can do, is really like breathing, like being conscious of your breathing. That's like the only thing that I can think of. Yeah.
And yeah, the breathing is important because you watch a lot of players and you do notice them take the deep breaths beforehand, getting all ready and everything. Let it all out and just play your game.
Nice.